All right, let's call the January 6th meeting of the Council on Aging called to order. Roll call.
From last meeting, I included a list of the meeting dates which I posted at Town Hall. So
Let's hear, let's see, so Jim, Pat,
resign.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can't get a ride and I'm sick, I'm always ill.
All right, Secretary's report.
Huh? That's what my daughter said.
Everybody read it, ladies? Everybody read the
make sure you get one.
minutes?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, we got it compartmentized this time, huh? No, that's the director's report. Is it the second page? Okay. There we go.
That's what I thought, but I've been wrong before.
Not often.
Not that I admit to maybe once. I don't even have
What do you need?
Oh, here, I'll have it. Seconded.
Okay, I guess everyone's through reading it. I have a motion to accept and a second. Do I? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. So be it. All right, talk to me in dollars.
Talk to you in dollars, okay. You'll notice there's two reports here. You'll see one that says revised on the top. I transposed a number last month, so I corrected that.
No, I thought you were keeping two sets of books.
Yes, well, we are on camera now.
The light is on.
I know, just teasing.
Yeah, I transposed a number, so, and it affected the bottom, the balance by about $3.
I was
But
gonna
it
say, not by much.
didn't affect our position, right? We're still in good
No.
shape.
And then if you look at this month's accounts, we spent $2,245.20, and I've included also on the other side of that sheet, at the end of every 6 months, I do, obviously in June we do it, but in December I like to do an account of where we are, how much money we've spent. So you can see what we spent every month since the fiscal year began, and I'm pleased to say that this year we spent $15,280 in expenses. Last year we spent $15,039.13. So in the same ballpark. And this year our average per month is $2,546.80. Last year it was $2,506.52. So we're really doing very well in terms of expenses. I think part of this too is having the grants available, because the grants paid for, the earmark grant paid over $1,000 for the Christmas party, and having those grants really have helped. But we are.
I'll just slide down there.
So we're really doing well. Is there?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
So that's the way that's going. If you look down, also, I made those deposits into the donation account from the Lions Club in B England. So our balance of the donation account is $33,331.47. The remembrance account remains the same. I'd like to thank Cheryl for getting us the gift card for Peggy, for which she was paid back for this week. Thank you.
Super. Okay. Looking for a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I motion to accept.
Yes. Treasurer's report.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Great. No outreach report?
No, we don't have one of those.
That's, I'm sorry. Okay.
Any updates on outreach position or anything?
We're in the same spot,
Okay.
not spot, but we have somebody coming on Fridays and has been taking care of everything. She's now taking fuel assistance applications, and she's working with self-help
This is,
Laurie,
Lori.
and she's also working with Self Help. Laurie, who's volunteering with us, she's a sunshine counselor.
Oh, okay.
And so, but the funny thing is that because the weather's been so mild, we've had very few. We've only had 2 fuel assistance applications.
Wow.
And the other thing is that mostly everybody who was gonna get it has already gotten it, who are eligible. So, and of course, the open enrollment ended, and she is up to her neck in reports because, as you know, she has to do reports for Shine, but also this year, as I explained to you before, I think you know this, Donna, that the Medicare system of entering data, the Shine workers and anybody else who was helping people with Medicare, for example, suppose your medication was $60, the Shine worker would put in the Medicare system $60, hit enter, and sometimes it would come out $600.
Oh,
One person,
wonderful.
it came out $32,000.
Oh,
So what they were advised to do by Medicare was just put in the accurate number, put in the true number, and on this end it'll be okay. So that added a whole other layer of reports, paper reports, to actually put on paper what was input,
yeah.
just in case. So there's 2 sets of reports this year for that.
Okay.
Okay.
What's Lori's last name?
KOSS, K-O-S-S.
Okay.
So it was a bad year for Medicare, which, as I explained to you before, if they had tested the system, and they didn't. They put it online. They had it up and running in April. They never tested it with the remote sites that were going to use it across the country. Everybody experienced this.
Okay. All right, let's go into your report.
My report, tax season. We love tax season. There are
So
3
is the
AARP.
IRS.
Our 3 AARP tax preparers, Kathy Piva, George Phillips, and Jennifer Bigelow, will begin work on February 3rd at 9 a.m. doing free simple tax returns. All AARP tax preparers are trained and approved by the IRS. We began taking appointments on January 2nd. Amazingly, it hasn't been a landslide of people I thought it would be. What we're looking at pretty much is people want it in March or early April. Nobody wants to go in February. So, as happened last year, Bridgewater will not be involved with the AARP tax program this year. I've spoken with a representative from Bridgewater and was told residents will be advised to contact Middleborough instead of us for AARP tax appointments because that senior center has 6 people from AARP working. So we're gonna send people there.
Does anyone, not to get off the, but does anyone know the size of Middleborough versus Raynham? Is it a bigger town?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
Oh,
big.
yeah, yeah. I would say they've got,
I
what, like
think it's
22,
almost like
23,000?
Bridgewater and Raynham
Yeah.
combined. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
quite big.
it's very big. And of course, their senior center too is a lot more elaborate than ours. They do adult daycare, they have a lot of
Oh.
different things over there. Because they're huge.
They have
Big
lunches,
lunches,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lot of stuff because of how big the building is. It was built with a bequest, and it covered pretty much everything to do with the building several years ago.
Okay.
Okay, my senior center, Tim Graybars, our IT person, and I visited the Lakeville Senior Center to see my senior center data system in action. And the system was impressive but simple to operate and has options to be expanded to include sending email to people who have checked in. This is a swipe card system. You know, like you have your key, you have like Panera Bread or whatever. That's what you use to swipe in. And it, the first time you swipe in, you add data on the screen, and it tracks all the things you come to. And it gives us numbers at the end of the year for grants and for the state. So it's really good that this is coming up now, particularly with the census next year being effective. So we'll be able to see exactly what our real numbers are.
Great.
The swipe cards are simple. They're similar to the cards you have in your keychains. The cards are also inexpensive, so if people lose them or they no longer function, they can be replaced for less than $1. And we'll be purchasing a bag of them, of about 500, I think they told me, but you know, we can get more very cheaply. I think they told me the bag was Actually, the initial bag they give us included in the price of $4,500 is $1,000 in the bag. And this is being paid for by a grant, by the way, the $4,500. The system installation, which includes a monitor. Roll out the barrel. Sorry.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay, the system installation, which includes a monitor, webcam, scanner, and 900 standard key tags. The number I was given was 1,000. Is included in the $4,200 price. They just gave us a discount of $300 last week because we signed the contract. It will be paid for using the formula grant, and it is an allowable expense in that grant. Facilities person, at the last department head meeting, Town Administrator Raynham Waters told us the town is considering a facilities person who would be available to handle problems at all the town-owned buildings. The selectmen are going to be considering the possibility over the next few months. I told Graham I was in support of the idea because we have so many things here to monitor and change and repair. It would be beneficial to me to be able to have, it's all about me, would be able to have a person to call about things that are going on, like suppose we needed the gutters cleaned or the sidewalk report or carpeting replaced. The person would be able to find companies to do the work and would take the often tedious process of actually getting somebody here to do the work. I mean, for example, I've tried to get a couple of different workmen in over the years, over the last several months, and people don't call you back. And this person would have the burden on him or her to keep in contact with these people, get somebody to come out with the work.
This person wouldn't actually do
No,
anything.
he wouldn't do it, no. But he would be the person who goes to the town building and I point to the gutter and say we're gonna do something, I point to a tree and say we're gonna get it cut down. And that person would be the one who actually goes and takes care of all the hassle of getting the work done out here.
That makes sense.
So I think it's a very good idea. Go ahead, John, I know you have, John, you've got a smile on your face when your mustache twitches
I
like
thought
that.
you were gonna talk about someone who would come like when you need something moved from one place to the other and, it's of some size and so forth. This here sounds like the town administrator's job. He just got himself an assistant, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, I don't know, to me, it would, the problem is right now is that if I contacted the town assistant, the guy, whatever he is, Greg.
Moderator.
Yeah, whatever.
Administrator.
He's got other things to do too. He does need somebody to chase these people down.
That's how jobs usually work. You have more than one thing to do. That's how it usually goes.
But I don't want to do it.
No,
I
I'm
need
not saying
somebody
you
to do
should.
this.
Who maintains the town hall?
There's a janitor who does his thing
I
there.
don't understand why there isn't a town-wide person who does this kind of
That's what I thought
thing.
she was getting at when she
Yeah.
talked about this. But hey, I
Taking
don't make the
care of
decisions.
This is
for
just
the town.
getting somebody else to hire out the people that
Yeah.
we need, that
Yeah.
the town should have. Okay.
Oh, they're never going to have
More money,
somebody.
not a salary.
They're never going to have somebody come out to all the buildings. Never.
Okay.
That's what we really need,
There's a person
One
for the
person.
town buildings
Mm.
one person to do it all.
to supervise it or be in charge, whatever.
Yeah. No, they're never going to do that. Actually, what they would need is a supervisor to be in charge of like maybe 3 or 4 people. They could be on part-time and have them be able to go out to
Right.
different buildings. That would make sense.
Oh, for example, what does the police department do if they need a picture hung or something of that?
I have
they
no
do it
idea.
themselves?
They must do it themselves,
I
or
would think.
we had
Typically, you have someone who does that kind of stuff. for the
Ted
town.
Sargent came in and did our pictures for us.
Yeah.
But I don't know what other departments do.
All right,
They
anyway,
need stuff done.
that's they're looking into them. Whatever they come up with, they'll come up with.
Winter programming. Over the last few years, because of the possibility of inclement weather, we've had fewer special programs because of the possibility. We're doing the same thing this year in January and February, although we've been blessed with mild weather so far. This year in January, we'll offer special programs about the shoes for diabetics, Bill LaPlante about circuit breaker, he just confirmed that this morning, and Chinese New Year's, and all the other regular programs. In February, which weather-wise tends to be our worst month, both in weather and in attendance, we're doing a balance health program about balance, and for regular programming, we're starting intermediate drawing in January. Unfortunately, I got a call from her This morning, she has pneumonia, and she was in the emergency room last night.
So no drawing tomorrow.
No drawing, we're gonna have to set it back at least a week. New computers, the senior center will be getting at least 2 new computers, part of the number being purchased for all town departments with the $93,000 approved at fall town meeting. Some computers are still running on Windows 7, and we all needed to be upgraded. What we may do with a laptop is to wipe it and allow seniors to use it with assistance. This, you know, this is kind of a, what can I say, an interesting issue. I don't know if you can put a governor on a computer, but there have been municipal buildings, municipal places in other towns who've had computers. And you can imagine some of the sites people went onto. Now, we don't wanna get involved in that, but I've gotta check and see if, cause some places allow it because their legal counsel said it would be impinging on people's First Amendment rights. So I don't know what we can do, but I'd like to have that computer be able to be used here by people if they need it.
We got a whole set of guidelines for the library association
Yeah.
that would be in it.
What's the library doing?
That's funny, you
It's,
They allow it still, don't they?
we're just trying to keep an eye on it as we
Yeah.
go along, but.
Well, when I was in Raytheon, you can imagine the number of computers we had there, everyone had their laptops. And if you went to a site, that, for example, if you tried to go to an X-rated site or whatever, boom, screen came up, you know, you're not allowed, you know, this site does not comply with Raytheon policy and so forth. That's something that was built right into the, I don't know if I wanna call it a firewall, cause that's
Yeah.
usually on the other end.
That's
But
true.
you couldn't get to it, to any site like that.
Do
That's
all,
what the schools do.
do all libraries?
Yeah, I'm sure
They
they
just
do.
blocked it right out.
Do it?
You have to read the policy.
Okay.
So I'm surprised that it's,
Can you let me?
We're not
Guidelines
We're
on
not
stop signs.
filtering, I mean, we've only had one issue over the couple of years that I've been there, but it wasn't, it didn't have anything to do with inappropriate websites. That was another issue,
yeah,
but
there should be something
we're not.
they can
But
put on our system.
I'll get a copy of what
Yeah,
I have
I'd
and give
like
it
to
to
see
you,
it,
and
A lot of those systems that block.
it's an interesting
block
document.
on the
Okay.
site name.
You have to, it's better for you to
If I
read
read
it
it,
than.
It says
Okay.
that's a bad spot, they can block that, but the system doesn't have the ability to say,
But yes, you can
That's a bad
filter.
sign.
It
Yeah,
may
must-
be a
must have
different
something to do
issue.
with-
because we had to do that in the schools.
Yeah.
It, you know, it may be a different issue where it's senior center as opposed to a
Yeah.
library.
Yeah, because I.
And
I
a
do
town
school.
department.
Right, right. So we're gonna have to look into that, but I'd really like to have that computer
Yeah.
available for public.
Sure, absolutely.
access, so. And January programs are listed below. We have the 20th off because of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and, did you see, Suzanne, what I'm calling your program?
No.
It's right near the bottom.
Winter blah.
Whoa, isn't that?
The winter blah,
Yeah,
did
she
you
takes
see
a lot
the,
of-
did you see the Happy Daisy out front?
Yeah.
The winter blah program?
Oh, she takes a lot of poetic
Yes,
license
I do, I do.
with my programs.
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, we're all set? All right, a motion to accept the director's report from someone?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Correspondence.
Yes. I received this letter that was, also to be submitted to the selectmen, December 3rd, 2019, to, Town of Raynham Selectmen, Associate Board Member COA from James E. Serap. Dear Selectmen, I respectfully request that I be removed as an associate member of the Council on Aging to take effect immediately. Thank you in advance for your cooperation in this matter.
Sorry to hear that.
I haven't had an opportunity to talk with him.
Oh, you didn't? Do you wanna
Huh?
table it? You wanna table it?
I'd like to, I'd like the opportunity to
Okay.
do it. I mean, this all came all around the holiday time, so we didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to get
Let's
together.
table it
We were
then.
both running in different directions, picking up donations this year were outrageous, they were everywhere,
Yeah,
jeez.
let's
Wonderful.
table it.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about this.
All right, you wanna hang on to that?
I'll hang on.
Okay. And we have one from Peggy Evers, addressed to the Board of Directors, Raynham COA. It's dated December 26, 2019. Dear Board of Directors, thank you all for the kind words, gifts, and reception you gave me in my honor for retirement from the COA position of outreach worker. You have been generous and supportive for me in that position. I wish you all many happy New Years ahead and every blessing. With affection, Peg.
Very good.
You wanna keep that in front?
Okay. Anybody look at this?
Good, thanks. All right, so much correspondence. Old business.
Okay, you all should have, I gave you the scope of the work for the vinyl siding.
You
You
know,
have that?
I goofed, I talked to Graham about making sure that the quotes went out to the street now, not in the springtime, and I explained to him that
Right.
now is the time when contractors are laying out their work for the spring. And he said, that's a good idea, and he said, would you call me next week and remind me to do that? And guess what? Again. December was like a haze for me,
Yeah.
so I didn't, but
Yeah,
I'll mention it to him.
he contacted me last week and he's compiling the bid for the vinyl siding job. The scope of work is this is what you're looking at, is what we gave to capital planning in July when we were seeking the additional 20,000. It includes the work necessary to repair and seal the insulation, the parts you were seeing that are hanging off the side of the building, the bottom of the building. So this is, Graham has the folder, remember when we were speaking of Gordon? Graham has that folder, which also has the pictures of the building that we submitted to capital planning. And this is, this was compiled, I believe, by Bob, by Frady, about the scope of work. So this is pretty much, unless, you know, they do more detail on it, I don't, it's pretty straightforward. This is what's gonna go out, soon. He's working on it now,
Good.
and that's what's gonna go out for the project.
Any questions, comments?
You all have that, right? You all have that?
What's that? Yeah, we have it. Okay,
Um,
6 foot tables.
Yeah, this month we're ordering 6 new tables from Uline, who we've had purchased tables from in the past. We're buying 6 6-foot tables at a cost of $3,100, inclusive of everything, food and shipping. We'll also be purchasing the microwave convection oven this month and paying for the Chinese, if I can carry it, and be paying for the Chinese New Year's celebrations. These 3 purchases from the earmark grant.
Is it the Chinese, aren't we charging for the Chinese New Year?
So,
It's a
those are,
freebie.
it's covered, yeah.
So it's just Raynham residents then? That was-
I like that one even better. I like that one even better.
It should be Raynham residents.
I just get this picture of people coming out of the clown car.
Is it just Raynham residents?
Yes,
Okay.
and you wouldn't fit into it. I'm talking to you. You wouldn't fit
I'm
into it.
ignoring you.
I know you are. You say yes to it.
All right, so Chinese New Year is Raynham residents only,
Yes.
and
And
it's a freebie.
it's a freebie, there's gonna be 2 things going on. There's gonna be, an art presentation by a group that does it in senior centers and libraries, about the history of Chinese art. And then there's gonna be the lunch. And when people sign up, they have to do it for both programs,
Okay.
inclusive.
Why
Not just
is
lunch.
that?
You don't sign up for lunch. No, you sign up for the 30th.
Of when?
January.
January.
Oh.
You don't sign up just for lunch, you have to sign up for the art program and then lunch.
Oh, you have them that first, so you can't come to lunch
Right.
and skip out.
And
No.
what time is it?
Even if you signed up for both.
It's in your list of,
Yeah, it is.
it's in your list of,
I forgot.
All right, okay, new business, Columbia Gas.
Columbia Gas. We will still be using them, but the supplier will be Sprague. All town departments are on this now, and it will result in savings for all of us to be together like this. It's similar to what we do with Verizon. When the Verizon bill comes in now for the town, it's broken down to each department by what we actually owe. So I get a bill every month that lists all the town departments, And, you know, I just highlight ours, do the warrant, sign off on the bill, highlight it and send it back to Debbie and they pay it all together.
Question,
Well, that's good.
what if this Sprague is the supplier? Doesn't the gas come through the lines in the ground?
But they're gonna supply the natural, my understanding is they're gonna supply the natural gas, but the pipes and things are still gonna be,
Electric?
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that would-
I don't know, they told me to
So
come
things were
in,
done.
they told me to come in and they'd explain it to me at
What
town hall.
about
I've
repairs and
I've never heard of that,
Trying
whether
to-
the gas company is the
Totally.
gas company.
I figured there was a pig out here, but it comes out of the street?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
gas
'cause
lines
we
in the
had gas
street,
people
yeah.
out here
Yeah.
one day,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
there's
must
a
have
pig
been-
out here, that's propane usually.
Sue, remember that day? That must have
I know.
been why they were out there. They must have been taking
Assessing.
measurements and
Yep.
assessments.
Yep,
Yeah, 'cause when
Okay.
the last breakfast, Sue and I were here like 7:30 or something.
and there's two gas trucks.
First there was one gas truck with this light going, then there was another gas truck with this light going, and I'm alone at that point, and I'm standing there going, oh my God, this is it.
I'm going up.
Cause that same week we had the accident there by the fields and
Yeah.
you had to back up and go around the center of town to get over here. So it was like,
Okay. Any new business from anyone else? No, I have an item. And I'll stop and talk to Ed, but you might mention to him also. Coming into that driveway,
I
you know,
know.
there's always a puddle there. Today it's ice. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen eventually. When you hit that and you slide, because you're making a turn like this, and then you hit the ice, you're gonna go right into that light pole. There's no
Yeah.
question about it. You're gonna take the light pole out and possibly get injured.
They
He's gotta do
usually-
something, a dry well, or it can be fixed.
They,
I know, I'm
they,
sorry.
they come out usually and sand it, so they've been,
I
and I
hear
know,
you,
I know what you
but that
mean,
pothole's
but,
big.
but I don't know why it's happening. They've tried to fix it, repair it now 4 or 5 times. I don't know what it is they did to repair it, but it never worked.
I think what they did is use asphalt, trying to run the water away from there, but it's not working.
But they had a
They've gotta
earth movement.
deal with it. You
But
know,
that pothole's
typically they
going
put,
to the middle of the road.
Right.
what's called a beehive into the ground that the water goes down into. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
they
accumulating
had
on
an-
top, there'd have to be a grate there or something.
They had an earth mover out there once, and they worked on it for 3 weeks. I don't know what they
Well,
did. It's
obviously it
always been a
didn't work,
problem.
because it's a skating ring out there
But you know,
this
you know
morning.
something, John, that, you know, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with it. There's a tree out there. There's an area of the lawn near the sidewalk that goes by the building, a little bit sunken. And when it rains, that is like a lake out there, just like it is across the street in front of the Lions Club.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if something changed in the water table.
Well, what I don't know, and Ed should know, is if there's some kind of drainage system underneath all this. I mean, this area, I don't know if you would need, if they did it when they prepared the area or not, but you need something to get that water out of there. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Well, yeah, and you know, the funny part of it is that the parking lot's always been fine. It's just that end of the street, it's getting worse and worse and worse, but it looks like
It
it's
is.
sinking, just like that land over there is. And this area is notorious for underground streams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget, Kathleen told me, years and years and years ago, way out where Olson's greenhouse has their stuff, way out in the back, there used to be a lake there, and it dried up. About 60 years ago, it just disappeared off the face of the earth.
It
And
just says the surface water went away. It doesn't say what was feeding the lake underneath
exactly.
went away.
So which direction is it going in now?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
yeah.
but
Can you imagine?
I'll stop
Yeah.
there. Now, I know the transfer station's closed, but he must be, they're in the
Yeah,
office
he's there.
somebody.
He's there.
I'll stop on my way
But
home.
yeah, maybe if we could have something, some relief for it, and also too, at the same time, check if that is contributing to anything, that area over there that's sinking, where that tree is. It was never
Oh.
it just leads me to believe there's something going on in the water
No, I
table.
just said I don't know if there's a drainage system. Yeah, there is. There's a big retention
There's a
pond
beehive
right
out
behind us.
there, yes.
Well, that's not a that's a retention pond, and they should be able to feed that. I mean, it's gonna take some work and
Yeah.
take some money, but, you know,
I mean, you
you
know,
can't always go after things after harm is done. We should
Right.
try and do a little preventative work once in a while. But anyway,
yeah, that,
okay,
that,
I'll talk to him.
yeah, that really needs to be done, and maybe if the system has a drain that feeds it into that, and that is repaired or replaced or put in or whatever, that's gonna solve the problem on the front lawn, too. And the reason why I bring up the problem on the front lawn is that, you know, we're all gonna be dead anyway. If this building ever gets an addition, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling good today,
Well,
okay?
You're talking about
I'm
in
not
general,
feeling
we're
good.
all gonna be dead, yeah, someday, hopefully, far out in the future.
You know, someday, when they build an
Is
addition
anybody
here,
planning anything?
when they build an addition here, you know, who wants to have that kind of, in fact, when we
Yeah.
talked about an addition, we talked about hydrology tests because of issues out here.
Yeah.
Maybe putting in a drain would help that issue out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
And the
place,
whole building will
there's
sink.
some place to send the water. I didn't really think about it at first, but
Yeah.
there's a place to send it. That's why that pond is there. Otherwise, the soccer fields would be underwater
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else on the new business? Anything you want to talk about in general?
Oh, here's something.
Yes.
Who wants to volunteer
Yeah.
to do, yes, are you looking at the retention pond out there?
Yeah, I was just checking it
okay.
out.
I can't remember who it was who said they might be interested in looking at trips to do this year. We have
Somebody was.
2 trips we can have funded by the grant, by the earmark grant. Obviously, we have to take them, or pay for them before the end of June, which is the end of the fiscal year. So if anybody would like to, I have a couple of bus companies that might interest us, who have done work for other people.
Could we
Yeah.
fit a Viking cruise in there?
There you go.
Yeah, at the front of the driveway,
Yeah.
and on the front lawn.
See the retention pond, when that fills up in the spring, we're gonna put our little houseboat out there and push it along with the mule on the shore pulling. Yeah, we can probably do 2 of them, and what we're looking for is a trip that we're gonna use the money to offset the cost.
Are you talking day trips or
Yes,
overnight?
it's day trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
You think
okay.
I wanna go overnight?
Talked
I
about places,
just
didn't know.
Yeah, we talked about Newport Playhouse,
Yeah.
there might be other things that people might be interested in. And,
But basically, I mean, Newport Playhouse, you call them, you reserve the, you buy the tickets, but
it's the bus.
it's the bus.
Yeah.
So you're talking about somebody to call the bus company and arrange for a bus.
Yeah, get us a good deal, although there's a lot of bus companies that do, I know, the guy in Bridgewater,
AAA.
AAA? Yes, A Metro,
Metro.
yeah, they seem to have good packages of trips.
Bloom has.
Well,
And
the
Bloom
people who
has.
take, the bus company that takes people down to Foxwoods, is that something that we have to contact them, or do they just run those kind of packages?
They run those kind of Fisher, but I kinda they're out of, what are they, Squareside?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I just know that they gave the council a special price.
Mm-hmm.
But
Other groups that go pay a lot more.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
there's
Yeah,
no one
we've
in
got
the
a very
area.
good price.
Right.
I've talked to people who go from other organizations.
But I looked at some of Bloom's stuff and also A Metro, and they're both companies, they're both local. They would both pick up, I think, here. They say, that they go to the site, because there's a lot of bus companies that won't come to your site. You have to go to West Bridgewater to where that parking area is near what used to be the Charlie Horse. Obviously, you want to people picked up here. So two trips, I don't care where. Just think what people might like and look into it. Maybe even a ball game or something. No football.
No.
Too cold. Too cold.
Besides, they could put anyone down on the field. Unless you've got front row seats, and even at that, you can't see the game because the players are in front of you. If you want to do football, stay at home and watch it.
Yeah,
That's the best place.
I went to a
think.
football game once. It was the old stadium.
Me too.
We got the
Me
seats
too.
for free from a trucking company back in the days when you could accept gifts from vendors. And the back of the stadium we were in the top tier. They could have put Mickey Mouse at quarterback, and I would have been able to tell the difference. Everybody's that big. The stadium's so big.
The only opening day for baseball I ever got to, it had snowed. And it plowed the field. There was snow in the runways. Everybody had like 6 pairs of socks on and things. And you're in the stands and you're going, and all you can hear is mittens. And no beer. They were handing out free hot chocolate and coffee in the stands. And every time, they were gifts, because these seats were gifts. And every time something happened and everybody stood up, what do you think I saw?
nothing.
Yeah.
So that was the first and last time I ever went to an opening day. I've been to other games, but it was like, but it was snow. And I'll never forget the man who threw out the first pitch, Smokey Joe Wood. He was 102, and the man is out. The man is out in a suit coat. I got 14 layers on. Smokey Joe is out there, and he had been a pitcher for years for the Red Sox. He's out there at 102 on the mound, throwing the first pitch out, and I'm going,
Smokey Joe.
Maybe that's
I've heard
why
of
he
him.
was
Good
called
God.
Smokey Joe.
Smokey Joe.
He was smoking.
That sounds like it goes back to the Shoeless Joe,
Not just
what's
his
his
hands.
Yeah.
All right, anything else from anybody? All right, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. I
Yeah.
second it.
Second, okay. No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Have a nice day.